Today we'll be reviewing plow pose. To begin in plow pose, we're going to begin on our back on the mat. We're also going to be using a blanket to make it a little bit easier on our shoulders, so if you want to fold one up and place it onto your mat, you can do that as well. So starting on our mat, we'll plant our feet. We'll lay back onto our mat, making sure that the tops of our shoulders come to the top edge of our blanket and our head and neck are off of the blanket. We'll place our hands down on our sides, palms facing the mat. Slowly, we'll engage our core, bringing our legs up overhead and lifting our hips up off the mat. We'll press through those hands as we straighten through the legs and allow the toes to touch the mat. From here, we're still pressing through the mat with our hands and our toes, and we're also elongating through the spine, trying to get the tailbone up towards the sky and keeping our neck long as well. We'll take an inhale here, and on the exhale, we'll slowly bring our feet up off of the mat and vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly bringing ourselves controlled back down onto the mat. Now we do have a couple of modifications. If that is too much, if you're not able to straighten your legs all the way because of tight hamstrings, the first one that we're going to do is we're going to put a slight bend in the knees here. So we'll take an inhale here, and on the exhale, once again, bringing our legs up, engaging that core, pressing down through the hands as we lift the hips up. And this time we're going to allow our knees to bend as we bring our toes back overhead. Now, once again, we're still trying to elongate through the spine, and we'll just allow the knees to bend on either side of the ears. We'll take some breaths here. We'll take an inhale, and on the exhale, slowly, you can do one leg at a time until you can bring your back down, nice and slow back down onto the mat, and see that I'm really using that mat to help stabilize myself while going into that position. Now, the next modification, we are going to be using a chair, so I'm going to pull that a little bit closer here. And so what we're going to do here is we're just going to allow our toes to come onto the chair, if that's going to be a little bit more accessible. Inhale here, exhale as we bring those legs up overhead. We'll straighten the legs as we put them right onto our chair here. From there, we can elongate through the spine, really pushing the tailbone up towards the sky. Grounding through the shoulders and the hands. We'll take an inhale here and exhale as we slowly begin to come back down onto our mat. For our transition, we will be going from plow pose into a shoulder stand and then back down into plow pose. So once again, placing our hands at our sides, taking an inhale. On the exhale, bringing our legs up overhead, really using that core to bring the hips and the legs all the way up overhead as we drop our toes behind, once again lifting that tailbone up towards the spine, or up towards the sky. And then from here, we'll bring our hands on the inhale to right behind our low back. We'll start with one leg up first, coming into our shoulder stand. We'll take an inhale, and on the exhale, bringing our other leg to follow, finding our shoulder stand. Really engaging through the glutes and through the core. We'll take an inhale. On the exhale, allowing one leg to come back down. Inhale, exhale as the other leg comes back down. We'll release the hands. Inhale here, and on the exhale, slowly begin to roll back down onto our mat. And that is our plow pose.